Good morning, my dear students. Welcome back to your English class. And in today's class, we are going to learn about tenses. What are tenses? Tenses help in telling timing of verb or action. Or we can say the tense of a verb tells us when the action is, was, or will be carried out. Tenses are mainly of three types: present, past, and future. Present tense, it is about the actions or verbs which are currently happening. Past tense, it is about the actions or verbs which have already happened in past. And future tense, it is about the actions or verbs which will happen in future. All the three tenses have four forms: simple or indefinite form, continuous or progressive form, perfect and perfect continuous form. So, let us now discuss all these tenses individually. Beginning with the simple present tense, in affirmative sentences, it is written like subject plus first form of verb plus s or es plus object. If the subject is singular, we use s or es form of verb, and if the subject is plural, we use first form of verb without s and es. In negative sentences, the form is subject plus do not or does not plus verb plus object, and in interrogative sentences, the form is do, does plus subject plus verb plus object. Now let us see where do we use present simple tense. It is used to express general truth. For example, the sun rises in the east. Here we have used rises, that is the simple present form of verb, because it is expressing a general and universal truth. Present simple tense is used to show the habits. I play badminton every Tuesday. So this sentence is expressing a habit. So here simple present form of verb is used. To show future timetables, example, our train leaves at 9 a.m. Future after when or until. I won't go out until it stops raining. With the permanent situations, he works in a bank. For newspaper headlines, for example, man enters space. With non-progressive, I believe that you are innocent. When telling stories just to make them more dramatic, suddenly the window opens and a masked man enters. And for giving directions and instructions, we use simple present tense. For example, first of all, you break the eggs and whisk with sugar. Clear? Moving on to present continuous tense. In affirmative sentence, its form is subject plus is, am, are plus first form of verb plus object. If the subject is singular, we use is. If the subject is I, we use am. And if the subject is plural, we use are. Talking about the negative sentence, the structure is subject plus is, am, are plus not plus V1 plus ing plus object. And if we talk about the interrogative sentence, it is, am, are plus subject plus ing form of verb plus object. Clear? Moving on to its usage. It is used to describe something which is happening at the exact moment of speech. For example, Jim is watching television at the moment. We use present continuous tense to describe an action that is taking place now but not at the exact moment of speech. For example, John is working in London. It is also used to describe an event planned in future. For example, I am taking my French class on Tuesday. It is also used to describe a temporary situation. For example, I am staying with a friend for a few days. It is used to emphasize the frequency of an action. For example, that child is always crying for no good reason. And to describe changing situations, for example, her health is improving by leaps and bounds. Clear? Moving on to present perfect tense. In affirmative sentences, we use the structure subject plus has have plus past participle. Past participle is the third form of verb plus object. In negative, it is subject plus has not, have not plus past participle. And in interrogative sentences, has have plus subject plus past participle. Examples, I have tried sushi. If talking about negative, it will be I have not tried sushi. And in interrogative, it will be have you tried sushi? So now let us discuss where do we use present perfect tense. It is used to express things you have done in your life. For example, she has never studied Japanese. It is used to express number of times you have done something. For example, how many times have you tried to call her? So here we have used perfect, present perfect tense. It is used to describe recently completed action which are more important now. For example, I have some bad news. I have lost my job. It is used to express situations that started in the past and are still true. For example, I have known James for 4 or 5 years. Or it is used to describe unfinished actions or situations. I have read half of the book. It is also used to express present result. For example, John has missed the bus, so he will be late. So, moving on to the next type of tense, that is present perfect continuous tense. Talking about its form, in affirmative, it is subject plus has have plus been plus ing form of verb. In negative, it is subject plus has have plus not plus been plus ing form of verb. And in interrogative sentences, the structure is has have plus subject plus been plus ing form of verb. Let us see example. They have been learning English for 2 years. They have not been learning English for 2 years, and in interrogative it will be have they been learning English for 2 years. Now let us discuss about where do we use present perfect continuous tense. It is used to express long actions that started in the past and continue until now. For example, I have been living in Ireland for almost 4 years. It is also used to express recent actions that have clear evidence or results now. For example, her eyes are red because she has been crying all evening. And it is used for shorter, more temporary actions or situations. Have they been learning English this week? Clear? Moving on to the past tense, and the first form of past tense is simple past tense. In affirmative sentence, we use subject plus second form of verb plus object. In negative, we use the helping verb did not with the subject, and after using did, we will write the root form of verb, or we can say first form of verb. And in interrogative sentence, it is did plus subject plus first form of verb plus object. Clear? Now let us see where do we use simple past tense. It is used to express completed actions in the past. For example, I saw a ghost last Friday. It is used to describe a series of completed actions in the past. For example, I finished work, walked to the beach, and found a nice place to swim. It is used to express habits in past. For example, when I was young, I watched lots of television every day after school. Simple past tense is also used for stative verbs like have, on, be, think, believe, know, dislike, need, wish. For example, he had a small cottage in the woods. Clear? Moving on to past continuous tense. In affirmative sentence, we use the structure of subject plus was or were plus ing form of verb. Was is used with singular subject and were is used with plural subject. In negative sentence, it will be subject plus was, were plus not plus ing form of verb. And in interrogative sentence, the structure is was, were plus subject and then ing form of verb. Let us see where do we use past continuous tense. It is used to describe parallel actions, which means the two actions which are going on simultaneously. For example, while I was washing the dishes, I heard a loud noise. It is used to describe what someone was doing at a particular point of time in past. For example, I was working in the garden at 8 o'clock yesterday. Past continuous tense is used to express interrupted actions in the past. For example, I was driving to work when I crashed my car. Or it is used to describe repetition and irritation. For example, he was always complaining in class. Clear? Now, where do we use past perfect tense? And what is its form? Its form in affirmative is subject plus had plus past participle form of verb. In negative, it is subject plus had not plus past participle form of verb. And in interrogative, it is had plus subject plus past participle. Where do we use past perfect tense? It is used to describe an action finished before another past action. For example, Richard had gone out when his wife arrived in the office. It is also used to describe an action that happened before a specific time in the past. For example, Christine had never been to an opera before last night. Past perfect tense is also used to describe cause or and effect combined with simple past tense. For example, I got stuck in traffic because there had been an accident. Past perfect tense is also used to emphasize the result of an activity in the past. For example, I had been to London twice by the time I got a job in New York. Moving on to past perfect continuous tense. In affirmative sentence, its structure is subject plus had plus been plus ing form of verb. In negative, it is subject plus had not plus been plus ing form of verb. And in interrogative, it will be had plus subject plus been plus ing form of verb. Where do we use past perfect continuous tense? It is used to describe a past action already started and continued up to another action or time in the past itself. For example, the boys had been playing soccer for about an hour when it started to rain. Past perfect continuous tense is also used to express the duration before something in the past. For example, Richard needed a holiday because he had been working hard for 6 months. It is also used to describe the cause of something in past. For example, he was tired because he had been jogging. Clear? Moving on to simple future tense. In affirmative sentence, its structure is subject plus will or shall plus first form of verb. In negative, it is subject plus will not or want plus first form of verb. And in interrogative sentence, it will be will plus subject plus first form of verb. Now, where do we use simple future tense? Simple future tense is used for actions decided at the moment of speech. For example, I have a toothache. I'll take a medicine. It is used for unplanned future actions. For example, winter will come soon. It is also used for offering, asking for a request, promising, ordering, or threatening. For example, I am afraid we will get wet. It is used for unpreventable actions in future. For example, summer will come soon. It is also used with conditional, time and purpose clauses. For example, when I arrive at home, I will call you. Simple future tense is also used for thoughts, predictions, assumptions, fears about future. For example, I promise I won't tell this anyone. Clear? Moving on to future continuous tense. Its structure in affirmative sentence is subject plus will be plus ing form of verb. In negative, it is subject plus will plus not plus be plus ing form of verb. And in interrogative, it is will plus subject plus be plus ing form of verb. Where do we use future continuous tense? It is used to describe interrupted actions in the future. For example, when you come tomorrow, they will be playing tennis. They are used to express actions in progress at a specific time in the future. For example, at 12 o'clock tomorrow, we will be having lunch at school. It is used to refer to actions that are happening now and expected to continue in the future. For example, sea levels will still be rising in 20 years. It is also used to ask a question politely about the future. Example, will you be bringing your friend to the party tonight? Simple future continuous tense is also used to emphasize future plans and intentions. For example, he will be coming to visit us next week. It is used to describe atmosphere in the future. For example, when I arrive at the party, everybody will be celebrating, some will be dancing. And it is also used to express parallel actions or series of parallel actions in the future. For example, she will be watching TV and he will be cooking dinner. Clear? Then is future perfect tense. And the form of future perfect tense in affirmative sentence is subject plus will plus have plus third form of verb, or you can say past participle form of verb. In negative, it is subject plus will plus not plus have plus past participle form of verb. And in interrogative sentence, it is will plus subject plus have plus past participle form of verb. Let us now discuss about its usage. It is used to talk about an action that will finish before a certain time in the future, but we don't know exactly when. For example, by this time tomorrow, we will have arrived in Australia. Or it is used to talk about an action that will be completed before another event takes place. For example, she will have learnt the Chinese before she moved to China. It is also used to express conviction that something happened in the near past. For example, the guest will have arrived at the hotel by now. Now, moving on to future perfect continuous tense. Let us first discuss about its structure. In affirmative sentence, its structure is subject plus will plus have plus been plus ing form of verb. In negative, it is subject plus will plus not plus have been plus ing form of verb. And in interrogative, it is will plus subject plus have plus been plus ing form of verb. Now, where do we use future perfect continuous tense? It is used to show that something will continue up until a particular event or time in the future. For example, James will have been teaching at the university for more than a year by the time he leaves for Asia. Future perfect continuous tense is also used to talk about something that finishes just before another time or action. For example, I will be tired when I get home because I will have been walking for over an hour. I hope the tenses are clear to you. You can ask or you can take your problems in the Zoom session. Till then, bye bye, take care, and God bless you all.